Alright everybody, well, this is going to be kind of a boring ride, but more of a research and development ride, or a finding answers out ride, I guess. Anyway, I ordered a Vance and Hines fuel pack, which is a little computer block that plugs into the computer port of my motorcycle. These motorcycles are all computer controlled these days. Fuel injection, it's all basically set on a certain fuel air ratio at different velocity, at different speeds, and at different RPMs, or something like that. I'm not an expert in that. Anyway, what I'm aware of is on my last bike, I wanted to make it more performance and have it sound a little better. It was only a little 500. So I got a different type of exhaust. Actually, I got a Vance and Hines competition exhaust, and I got a Vance and Hines competition air intake for my bike. Definitely kicked up the performance of it. I really enjoyed it. Made it sound much more like a Harley instead of a sewing machine. So I got one for this bike. You can't take them off one bike, put them on another. They're married to that bike. You can never, ever put another bike on that. Kind of weak, but oh well. Anyway, if you change the exhaust and or the air intake, you have to have your engine retuned, but in new terminology, it's reflashed. Your software has to get flashed with a new set of instructions to change the air-gas mixture ratio at different speeds and gears, or something like that. So, if I did that, I go down to the Harley Davidson store, they put it on a big dyno or something like that, and they check my bike out and they retune it to match the timing of the new more amount of air coming in and air going out. Anyway, that's like $200 or $300. So, anytime you mess with your air in or out, you got to retune your engine. It costs money. Well, if I get this little fuel pack, yeah, it's about $400, but it allows me to not only flash the software whenever I want. Whenever I change something, I look up that item in the app on my phone, and it tells me what the it doesn't tell me, it actually tells the bike what to do. It actually flashes it for me free of charge. Well, $400, but I can do this as often as I want. There's even a selection on there that'll auto tune your bike. What that means, you have your presets, and those were good at sea level and at these temperatures or whatnot, but depending on how you ride, where you ride, the bike might run a little lean or rich or whatever. So, the bike can analyze the performance of the engine throughout different speeds, at different gears, at different altitudes, and it can then adjust and tweak, customize your bike settings to your riding style, to your particular bike, and the environment you ride in. That, to me, is invaluable. Not only that, all of the sensors on my bike are really unknown to me except for the speedometer, the RPM gauge, and the clock, and the odometer, whatever. This fuel pack taps into all this. Look at all these gears. There's my tack. I got a mile per hour gauge, I got a throttle sensor, I got a torque meter, I got voltmeters, oxygen sensors, all the information I would ever need to know to get distracted enough to really hurt myself. But, fun and joke aside, my last bike I did not have a tachometer. Oh, let's do this. And this was kind of nice to have it. Anyway, it's nice to have these instruments and gauges for whatever it is that I want to see, whether it be my miles per gallon, my fuel efficiency, or anything else. So, I just put it on tonight. It flashed their version of what they think should be on my bike, when my bike's all stock. But what I've read is just doing that should improve the bike quite a bit just by flashing it to their map instead of Harley Davidson's. So, we're taking for a little test drive. I gotta go to the store and get a loaf of bread for dinner tonight. But I thought I'd bring you along with a little test drive. And see if we get any performance increase. A lot of things people are saying when you decelerate, you get that little backfire. And I was getting that before, so we're going to get some gas, decelerate, see if we get it. I'm listening. Didn't hear anything. That's good, but that wasn't a really good, third gear down to 20 miles an hour. So let's take up some speed up here. See if this feels any different. Feels good. Not much different. A little more pull and forth, it feels like, but I was at the top end. Let's catch up to this car. The 97 right there. Oh shit. Sorry. Yeah, this thing moves nicely. She feels good. Even at lower speeds. On 5th gear, let's hit the gas. Not too clunky. Alright, well. Again, it should not be an alarming difference. It's just a different way of tuning this bike. It should be just a little bit nicer. Oh man, I should have sped up so much. I got this nice turn I want to take. Go down. There's a little throttle drop. Oh, he's turning. He's going to slow down. Holy fudge. There's another car coming. Means he's going to almost stop. So slow way down. Drop the throttle. Drop the gears. Give him plenty of distance. He's probably going to turn at that light. No. He's turning here. Okay. See, almost stopped. But always got to be safe out here. Don't be a dweeb. Don't be a moron. Don't be an idiot. Don't be a hero. Don't be a maniac. Always ride within about 75% of your limits. Over time, your limits, your within your limits, your skill level, I guess I should say. Yes, your skill level increases, therefore you can do more things still within that safety margin. Now, do I ever go above it? Sure. Does anybody go above it? Sure. But no, I don't do it a lot. Sometimes it's an emergency situation, sometimes you have to get around somebody, sometimes you're just pushing a little bit more and seeing what you can do. Remember, when you're out of that zone, you got to be in extra hyper awareness. Set yourself up for success. Don't do it at night. Like I'm doing. Oh shoot, I want to turn here. So be safe, and so you can always ride tomorrow. If you can't ride, what the hell's the point? Breaking my collarbone. I was out for 4 months. It was a nice time, but I could not ride. Cool owl up there. I could not ride for 4 months, and my bike was busted. Not only could I not ride, I couldn't ride because my collarbone was broken, but I couldn't ride because my bike was broken. A very not good time for riding. But we do heal. But safety gear, always, always important. If you don't wear good safety gear or proper safety gear, you're just setting yourself for an accident. Yeah, you might not get into an accident, so what was the point? Why did I need my helmet? Yeah, well, accidents happen, and accidents happen accidentally. Typically unplanned. So, gloves, jackets. I wear blue jeans, but these blue jeans actually have Kevlar lined inside them. There are knee pad spots for them. I could put them in. I work in these jeans, so I don't necessarily have them in there. Is that the safest? It's better than just a pair of blue jeans. Anyway, as much as you can safely, always ride for the slide. No, dressed. Let me try that again. Dress for the slide, not the ride. Meaning, wear appropriate shit if you're gonna plan it as if you're gonna slide across the ground. Don't wear sandals and a t-shirt and shorts. Anyway, off my poocher seat. Wear good safety gear, guys. It'll make the difference between walking away or getting carried away, or at least the difference in how much skin stays on your body. I do have a back protector in this jacket. It's pretty sweet. Brand new jacket from Harley Davidson. Actually, I got it before my bike, so I tell people I got a new jacket, so I had to get a new bike to match it. It's like actually a lot of new stuff. I went through almost a new rebirth. in motorcycling. Whenever you get a new motorcycle, it's always a treat. It's like you're riding all over again. The old roads you've been on hundreds of times are now a little different. Your bike handles differently. The road feels different. You get to see it in another perspective. You can move over it faster. You can move over it safer. A new bike is just awesome to have because also I have a new bike. This thing's about 2 weeks old. I got 807 miles on it so far. And oh, it's beautiful. So I think this Vance and Hines has helped my motorcycle a little bit. I mean, I didn't get it to really fix much right now. It's a new bike. It runs fine. But I'm planning on getting some upgrades. I didn't want to get them too soon. I went from a 500 up to this 1200. It's got plenty of power for me. But again, I'd love to be able to suck in more air in this air intake. I'd love to blow it out a little faster and a little bit louder. Not too loud. Well, my last bike was pretty nice until I went on a long road and the baffle literally fell out of the tailpipe and it sounded like a sweet, sweet Harley. So much that I felt so self-conscious about it I had to turn my engine off and coast into my parking space at my apartment complex. It was pretty loud. Parking structures, it was wonderful. Nice and loud. Deep echo. So anyway, hey, thanks for coming along with me on this ride. It was just brief, just a little loop around the old Orchid Road. I'm going to head to the grocery store. I'm sure you don't want to see me there. Anyway, signing off, and I will talk to you guys soon. Oh, by the way, I'm going up to Ragged Point tomorrow. It's going to be a wonderful ride. Join along with me. Stay tuned and subscribe. See you guys.